All right, come here, microphone. We need to talk about The Walking Dead's brand new series, the third Walking Dead series, first look images. Now, we have The Walking Dead main show, that's the flagship show, and then Fear the Walking Dead. And if you didn't hear about it, The Walking Dead is starting, or AMC is starting, a new series in 2020 with totally different characters for now, until they connect it to the other two shows like they did with Fear. And it's going to take place at a different point in time. We're unsure exactly when it lines up with The Walking Dead, because technically Judith and RJ is exactly what they're trying to do with this new show. So instead of following Judith and them, they're just going to create a new show. It doesn't matter. Anyway, the new show is a coming of age, and it's the first generation born in this post-apocalyptic landscape in the world of The Walking Dead. Story-wise, it gets a little problematic. We'll talk about the story, because keep in mind, The Walking Dead universe is supposed to be grounded in reality, which means, just like Jaws, the zombies are the only thing that's not real. Everything else needs to work just like it works in the real world. So it's easy to speculate what the story, or it should be, because you need to go based on what it would be like in the real world. Meaning, you're in a set community, so you have farms. There's not much, or there shouldn't be much, going out and exploring for food, especially since it'd be all rotten and all that. Anyway, let's dive in with the other image. I guess this is the two main protagonists. I remember this chick with black hair here. We showed off her image. She's the only one I remember. Her and the one dude. So here's just a whack-ass image of two chicks hugging it out. And then we got another Terra 2.0 with, look at me, I'm silly with my glasses. And this guy, he's got a can of peaches, sliced peaches. What is that? Oh, that gun looked different. Wait a minute. That's not a gun. That's a sword. Okay, she's got the same type of sword. Oh, shit. Look at that. You guys match. Well, maybe those are swords in the community. They got a few of them for people who go out on runs. Though, I have to say, your outfit is mighty clean. I mean, let's be real. I know they have a community, but still. This is neat. This kind of looks like it was added on to the leather jacket. I dig that, to be honest. I dig that a lot. It might be the style of the leather jacket. Why could I not say that? The style of the leather jacket. Holy shit, that is tricky to say. Anyway, but it looks like it's added on, or maybe even added protection. That would be smart. It's about time people start doing that. We have, we're not going to get into it, but anyway. So, the next image, I like the atmosphere. Dirty, grimy bus. Looks like it's foggy in the background. We have two of the lead characters here. Has he got walkie-talkie, earphones, headphones, whatever? Yeah. And then, further out, we have the bus I assume they were next to, with some fog and some zombies. And they're looking mighty confused, or I don't know what they're doing. I will say, this is one ridiculous zombie killing weapon. Do you understand how heavy these are? To be carting this around when you can have something as light as a tomahawk, or even a friggin' ice pick. That's all you would need. If you want a bashing weapon, then just get a hammer. This screams they don't want something that's, this screams try hard. We need to get something different and something oomph. But it's a movie, so it's probably made out of plastic and it weighs nothing. But still, if this was a real one, you would get rid of that in a heartbeat. It's heavy. At least it's pointy at the end. But this is cool. I mean, they're out of the community, so they're not going to be sitting around doing shit the whole time. And then we have one of the whack-ass pictures of them all. Normal life. Yay. This is actually something I have discussed before on the channel that would make it a little easier on the budget. Because when you film a post-apocalyptic scene everything, especially if it's outside, I would imagine it has its own sets of challenges because you got to make sure there's no airplanes, no vehicles. You got to make sure the houses, the lawns are mowed. You have to make sure everything looks post-apocalyptic. If you had a community, and I made this observation when our group found a large community in the comic, if you have this community that looks just like our life right now, you can have an area staged and quite possibly go and film in areas that would seemingly be inside the community, and you wouldn't have to set it as a post-apocalyptic because people live there, so they maintain it. So you could go and just film at multiple different locations, and you don't have to worry about dressing it up. You don't have to make it look all condemned because, again, people are all around and they're fixing it. Throw a couple of solar panels up. So I do think this is going to be something that they are incorporating into when they put these together and they are adjusting for the budget. Especially when it comes to screenwriting, you need to write your episodes realistic and with the budget in mind. You don't want to go into a certain episode and write the script as if you got $20 million to make it. No, you need to, okay, well, we have these certain sets. We have this, all right, so bing, bing, boom, 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 here, put them there. Again, circling back around to the story, though, that leaves me scratching my head as, what is the point? I mean, honestly, what is the point? Let's just think about this a minute. You just have coming of age, younger kids in the post-apocalypse. Is it more about exploration, discovery, getting out of the community and seeing the world? Back in the back pre-apocalypse, they could hear about kids who were able to travel and see sights and this, that, and the third, jump in the car and just go. Maybe that's something that they consider. Is it as weak and flimsy as that, or is there a purpose? Is there a problem with the soil and the community was doing, and this I'm just pulling out of nowhere as an example, the community was thriving, they're the first generation, but oh no, there's been a struggle with the soil this year. The soil's just real weak with nutrients, crops aren't growing as good, so they need to send scouts even further out to areas they haven't been to yet. Keep in mind, you need the characters to go to areas they haven't been to, or else it'll just be straight boring if they're walking around areas they already know the whole time. And so they send scouts out, or they start going out. It gets really desperate where they're looking for a new place to set up a community. Again, that's probably not it at all, but it's an idea, because what else would there be besides exploring or scavenging or communicating with other groups? And what are you scavenging anyway? A lot of the food at this point in time, even canned food, it's not good anymore. You know what I mean? So what are you looking for? What is the story here? Honestly, what would be the story here? There's a part of me that worries this is a cold corporate decision. This is someone who is just thinking with dollar signs, going, all right, where can we target? What demographic can we focus on? Okay, the Instagram kids. Let's go for, I don't know, 16 to, specifically, maybe 13 to 19. Let's go for that bracket. And that gets a little worrisome, because now, instead of just stories unfolding, now everything has to be done and focused and aimed and targeted directly at that. And to simplify, one of my biggest concerns is we are getting a third show that doesn't need to be brutal and blah blah blah, because we had the main show. We even have Fear the Walking Dead with blood and Walker gore, but we're getting the very first CW type of Walking Dead show. Like I said, that's a little concern I have in the back of my mind. I wouldn't put it past them, honestly. I mean, AMC has shown improved, based on even their friends suing them, that they put money going into their pocket above all else. So it makes sense that they would offer up this new show, but not really put passion behind the writing and what goes into that. I hope I'm wrong, because I would love another zombie show to watch. But I don't know, man. What else is there to do in this story? I mean, what else is there to friggin' do? There's no different monsters. There's no different evolution of anything. There's no different... I mean, you can start adding different groups and blah, blah, blah. Maybe they start doing something like that. But in the same strength, once you start adding different communities, think about it. What is it? Oh, you just ran into another community. All right, we're doing the same shit we keep doing. And then you just ran into a super big community. And at one point, eventually it's not going to matter, because again, there's no new story elements. Like I said, there's I want to get into something, but I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to keep mentioning something. But there's another zombie project, let me just say, that has different types of zombies. There's different things going out. Even on The Last of Us, there's the video game. There's different things. There's different types of creatures, but there's different things and communities that are radically different. Like they have some community called the Fireflies, and they're kind of like terrorists to the government. They are doing their own experiments to try to do cures and shit like this. You have different components for each thing, whether it's monsters, whether it's just regular people, and whether it is these different groups. You have different little components in there, adding to the potential of what you can do and what you can incorporate into the story. With The Walking Dead, at this point in time, there's just people living in communities and one type of zombie, one classic zombie. And I'm not saying we need fast zombies or different zombies, no, because I think that will ruin The Walking Dead, because it's like, don't Tremors it. Don't have, the next mutation. Keep the classic zombies, because that's what's to the core of the walkers in this world. But what I'm saying is you only have so much to work from. I really hope this is fun and entertaining. I will be giving the trailer a shot, to be honest. I'm not going to just sit down and dedicate and invest my time for anything just because it has The Walking Dead in the title, though. I will be honest. When it airs, I'm not doing it like Fear the Walking Dead. I gave Fear the Walking Dead a shot for multiple seasons, even though it was rocky from the beginning. I'm going to give this a shot. Couple episodes in, if it's rocky, I'm out, and then I will come back when they're done and I'll binge it in one go when I have time. I got way too much on my plate to, I don't need that shit. And even as a huge fan, it's not that bad, because maybe if it starts picking up and getting better, I'll get to it when I can, binge it at once, and then we'll discuss it. But until then, you guys, why did I stop on the worst picture and just run my mouth like a fucking idiot? I should have had this gorgeous bitch on the screen the whole time. But no, I'm an idiot. Did I even show you guys all the pictures? Yeah, we got lame, not as lame, cool. I like the fog, super lame, and then fucking gorgeous. Kiss me, baby. Except for this. What's up with your hands, bro? You got some fresh looking fingers, homie. Shit, this guy over here got some fresh hands too. That's one thing you'll notice in zombie movies. I've only noticed it because I watch them and then watch them over again and watch them over again. But you'll notice those little images where the editor kind of misses something, or maybe they just don't care or notice, but you have really decrepit looking face and, shoulder collarbone sticking out of the fucking skin. And then he'll be like, and he's got like the healthiest hands in the world, manicured fingernails. And it's just like, oh, really, bro? Same thing here. I ain't mad though. I think this is gorgeous. And you don't even notice the hands. I just so happened I saw this. I locked into just like a clump of nice flesh. That's probably his wrist right here. It just caught my eye. See how it's right here, this little clump? I zoned in on that immediately and just went here, and it caught my attention. But normally I wouldn't even notice that, because I'd be focusing on this babe, this fucking babe. Man, all right, love this picture right here. This, more of this, less of this. More of this, less this, more of this. Speak your geek in the comment box down below. I'm done talking. It's your turn. I fucking love you.